Good morning. Happy sunrise and welcome back to my channel. Like I say in every single one of my videos, it gets a little chaotic here and there, alright? But don't fret, I promise you it's still a vibe, okay? This video is going to be a combination of my January wrap-up as well as my, I guess you could say, February hopefuls, because I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to jump into all of these books, but it just is what it is.
I need you, yeah, I really do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. All I know is hit them all and see what damage I could do. I give you the world, but there's other planets too. And I need someone to be patient with me. Someone to get money with, not take it from me. Look, they don't even need to be as famous as me. I don't think I meet them at the places I be, but
I'm going to try to fly through my January TBR because, babes, I really didn't read that much. I read enough, but I didn't read that much. So we're going to try to fly through these books real quick so we could go ahead and jump into this TBR. And as always, y'all know I keep my handy dandy Goodreads ready, okay? Because otherwise, I'm not going to remember what the hell I'm supposed to be talking about. Okay, Boogie Buzz, I attempted to get into 6 books. Bless me. I attempted to get into 6 books this month, okay? Now, one of them I just didn't finish. I'll get into that in a little bit. And the other one I ended up DNFing. So technically speaking, I actually read 4 books total, okay? The first book that I read was The Honey Pat Chronicles by A. Monique. I actually talked a little bit about this book in one of my vlogs. If you haven't seen it, definitely go and check it out. I had a lot to say. But this book was a wild ride, y'all. This is my first time reading something by A. Monique. And I must say I did enjoy her writing. This book was like it was insane. That's that's the best way to describe it. It follows, honey, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really remember the character names, but it follows this guy and he is pretty much a womanizer, to say the least. He's a womanizer, he's a dog, he's a player, okay? And throughout this book, he basically just gets taught a lesson. And the takeaway from this entire storyline is you cannot control when karma is going to hit, and you cannot control how karma is going to spin the block. You cannot control how anybody is going to feel when you play in their face, okay? Karma is going to hit, and hit again, all right? When I tell y'all the storyline of this book was so interesting, in that ending through me. I was not expecting the book to end. I don't think anybody would have saw that ending coming. It's no possible way you would be able to see this ending coming. The ending was insane. I was talking about this book for like a week after because I just could not believe the turn of events. Couldn't believe it, okay? So definitely was a good time. It was an interesting read for sure. It's spicy and it is short. So if you're looking for something quick to get into, something that's going to snag your attention and hold your attention, I would definitely suggest getting into this book here. It was, baby, this is a book that I won't forget. I will never forget this book. The next book that I attempted to get into was called Libido Lessons by Lola Knight. Unfortunately, this is the one that I ended up DNFing, okay? I really wanted to get into it because I did end up getting this one from the Black Readers Appreciation event. I also got the book that I spoke on previously from that event too. I enjoyed that one, did not like this one. I think I only made it about, not gonna lie, I don't even know how far I got. I think I got probably about 15% into the book. I just couldn't get into it, y'all. Like, and it's really no shade to the author. The writing was just a little bit childish to me personally. And some of the things that was being said in the book was a little bit cringe. I was just like, if anybody says this to me during nasty time, you got to go. Show them the dope, because nothing about that was a turn on. Nothing about that was sexy. Nothing about that was like, let's get it in. I don't know. It just, it didn't do it for me. It had the potential though. The storyline was very interesting. It was supposed to be following a school teacher. And I think the male character that ended up coming up was a new teacher that started working there. So it's more of like a forbidden, love, like y'all sneaking around type ordeal or whatever. The it had potential. It just didn't hit for me. So maybe somebody else will read it and enjoy it. I just personally didn't. Okay, so those were all of my Kindle reads. The next book that I'm going to show you is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I talked about this in a couple of my vlogs, but the most recent one is the five of my favorite self-help books, and this was one of them. This is actually a memoir. It's not necessarily a self-help book, but she does drop a lot of gems in there. This is actually my second time reading this book. I started it and did not finish it. I've been annotating, as you can see. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I've been annotating the hell out this book, y'all. I think I'm about 51% into it. But by the time I went to pick it up again, I just wasn't in the mood for it. So I'll probably be continuing this throughout the year until I finally complete it. But this is definitely one of my favorite reads. It's a little, like, the writing is a little bit scattered, you know what I'm saying? It's like short stories about her life and different things that took place and how she made it, you know, how it changed her thought process as a woman and, you know, the way that society treats women and all type of things like that. It's just a whole thing. But I enjoy it. This, like I said, this is my second time reading it. I'll pick it back up whenever I pick it back up. Now, to get to my last 3 reads of January. By now, y'all should already know what they are, okay? We're talking about the Empyrean Series, you guys. Okay, yes. Got into these in January. Y'all already know I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame about 11 months ago for the very first time. I did a reading vlog on this. If you want to check it out, definitely do so. But I reread both of these and I also listened to the audiobook. Now I did that the same way the first time too, but I did it again the second time around, and they were just as good, if not better. Still 5 stars. Still 5 stars. I'm not even gonna go into all the ins and outs of how I feel about Xaden and Violet and Taryn and Darna and, you know, at this point Riddick. I'm not even gonna do all of that, okay? Because that's what the reading vlogs is for. But yeah, still 5 stars. Ate these books down. Still love them. Still Roman Empire. And then of course Onyx Storm, you guys. This is the one that most of us book girlies was waiting on to drop. I did complete this, and I also did 2 reading vlogs for this one. There's a non-spoiler version and also a spoiler version if you want to check those out. The spoiler version is a little long, babe. That's the longest reading vlog I have ever done, but it's hilarious. Either way, I read this. I was unsure about how I wanted to rate it at first, but because it's been heavily on my mind, it's going to get 5 stars. Any book that has you constantly thinking and stressed out to this capacity, it deserves a high rating, and I'm going to give it a high rating. But if you really want to know my real thoughts about this book, definitely check out the reading vlog. I love this book, y'all. I actually really did love this book. Okay, y'all, so that completes my January wrap up. We're going to go ahead and jump into my February hopefuls, okay? Now, we know February is the month of love, you know, Valentine's Day and everything like that, but it's also Black History Month, so I'm going to be reading everything black. Black authors, black characters, all that jazz, okay? So these are going to be the books that I know for sure that I'm going to be reading this month. And then I'm going to show you some hopefuls that I really hope that I'm going to get into. The first book that I absolutely have to read this month is going to be Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. Now, I don't know what this is about, but everybody that talks about it says that it gives Fast and Furious type of vibes. And I love Fast and Furious, okay? I love that entire franchise. So I definitely want to get into this and see what this is giving. Let's read the back. Let's read the back. Let's read the blurb. Okay, so it says, once known as the best getaway driver east of the Mississippi. How you say that? Beer guard? I don't know what that is, y'all. Bug is his nickname, I'm assuming. Bug Montage? Baby, what is words? Because why I can't read right now? Bug Montage has never stopped looking over his shoulder. He knows that no matter how long he's been out of the life, no one ever gets completely out. Now Bug is an honest mechanic, a loving husband, and a hardworking dad, but when his carefully built new life begins to crumble and a former associate comes calling with a can't-miss jewelry store heist, Bug feels he has no choice but to get back in the driver's seat. Haunted by the ghost of who he used to be and the father who disappeared when he needed him most, Bug must find a way to navigate this blacktop wasteland or die trying. it just sounds like it's giving, okay? And I do actually really like the cover, just the colors of the book too. So this is a must this month. Definitely going to be getting into this. Second book that is an absolute must is Immortal Dark by Tegan. I don't know how Tegan, is it Tegas? I think is how you pronounce her name. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this author's name, okay? But this took Booktok by storm for the past couple of months, okay? So I was like, I gotta get it. Plus it's a Black author and it's fantasy. It's about vampires, and I'm like deep in my vampire bag right now. After reading Blood Orange and Black Rose, you can't tell me nothing. I am deep in my vampire bag, so I had to see what this was about. I actually have no clue what the storyline of this book is giving outside of it's Black vampires. That's legitimately all I know, and that's all I really want to know. I kind of want to go in blind and see what this is giving, but I have to get into it. And the book is just beautiful itself. You know, it has the sprayed edges. I don't know. And she's just gorgeous. Look at her. So this is actually going to be my first read by her as well. And I'm excited to get into this, okay? So yeah, these two books are legitimately top priority this month, okay? Top priority. Now, to get into the rest of my hopefuls of this month, we have another S.A. Cosby book, which is Razor Blade Tears, all right? Now, this one I've actually had on my shelf since April of last year. I went to the Readers Take Denver convention, and on the way to the convention, I was in the airport and ended up in the bookstore at the airport and bought a book. I know that sounds crazy. It's, you know, only the book people will understand. I'm literally going to a book convention to get books, and I end up at the bookstore before I even get to the convention to get a book. That's insane. But either way, I got this one because I kept seeing this one a lot too. And S.A. Cosby, apparently he's a genius with the pen, okay? From what I hear and from what I see, everybody loves S.A. Cosby. They speak highly of the books that they have read. And this was one that I also saw around TikTok a lot. So I really want to get into this one too, just to see what it's giving. Another book that's on my list, y'all, and don't judge me, okay? Because I am late to the game. I'm so late to the game. But the book is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I really want to get into this, y'all. I have the first book, and I also have the second book that's already on my shelf. I just haven't gotten into them yet because I haven't been in the mood for it yet. And it just gives like it's supposed to be summertime vibe, like more spring, summer type of vibes, you know what I mean? So I've been like holding on for the perfect moment to read these books. But she's also getting ready to drop her third book. I think it's Can't Get Enough, and that cover is also stunning, okay? So I really want to see if I can get into this month, especially since the third one is getting ready to drop. I really want to try, and I haven't read anything by Kennedy Ryan yet, but like I've said in a couple of my other videos, I just know we're going to click. I just know we're going to vibe. I don't know what it is about Kennedy Ryan, but I just feel like we gonna be here. Okay, so I really want to give this book a chance this month. We're going to see if time permits that I'm able to get into it. If not, I'll just hold off until the springtime and read it during that time, because by then the third one would have dropped. The next book that I have on my list, I've actually had this on my shelf for a couple of months too. I got this, I think, towards the end of summer last year, but this is Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. I think this one is more of a thriller suspense type of thing. From what I saw, it kind of gives Hunger Games, but it's at this elite, I don't know if it's a college or like a high school or like a private school, whatever, but it's an elite school. And apparently it be a lot of things going on. Like they got to fight to the death or something. I don't know, but it's giving Hunger Games, and I liked Hunger Games. I loved Hunger Games, actually. So I really want to see what this is about, especially because it's Black characters and a Black author wrote it, and it's just all things Black. I want to see what it's giving. So I purposely saved it for the month of February. Fingers crossed that I can actually get into it, but we'll see. But the cover is very interesting. Look at that perfume bottle. Do y'all see the faces? The eyes and the screams and stuff like that? I don't know what this is giving, but we gonna see. We gonna see. The last physical copy that I have here is Black Girls Must Die Exhausted by Jane Allen. I was actually gifted this one, I think 2 years ago for Mother's Day. One of my close friends gave me this, and I have not read it yet. I have the other 2 books on my shelf too, Black Girls Must Have It All and Black Girls Must Be Magic. I haven't read any of them yet, but I don't know. I think this is the first one, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason, if I'm being completely honest, the reason why I kind of held off on this is the title. I'm just really weird about like words. And Black Girls Must Be must die exhausted. I don't want to die exhausted, baby. I want an easy life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to live that life no more. So I think I just been like holding back just based off of the title of the book alone, but probably going into it, it's not necessarily going to be giving like, oh, you have to die exhausted, bitch. Like, that's what you signed up for. I'm pretty sure the book is not giving that for real, y'all. I just couldn't get past the title. Like, I just couldn't get past the title, but I really want to give this a chance, especially because it was gifted to me and because I have the other books on my shelf. So I really just want to give this a chance and see what is given. And the cover is pretty. Like, all 3 of them are pretty covers, but it's a very pretty cover. So I just need to get past the title and see what's tea for real. I really don't know what this is about though. Let's read the blurb, okay? Tabitha Walker is a Black woman with a plan to have it all. At 33, the checklist for life of her dreams is well underway. Education, check. Good job, check. Down payment for a nice house, check. Dating marriage material, check, check, and check. With a coveted position as a local news reporter, a paper-perfect boyfriend, and even a standing Saturday morning appointment with a reliable hairstylist, everything seems to be falling into place. When Tabby receives an unexpected diagnosis that brings her picture-perfect life crashing down, jeopardizing the dream that she took for granted, having children, oh, whoa. Suddenly, she is faced with an impossible choice between her career, her dream home, and a family of her own. Oh, that took a drastic turn. Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. Babes, I don't know about this one. It's giving sad. It's giving sad. I've never read the blurb. This has been on my shelf for 2 years, you guys. This is my first time ever reading a blurb. And it's giving sad. Now, it may have a happy ending. It just may have a happy ending. But I don't know. I'm just not with the vibes of just reading. I don't want to read Black girls struggle no more. You know, like, I don't want to read about Black people struggling no more. Like, that's just all. And granted, that is the reality of a lot of Black people. Let's keep it a book. Let's keep it a book. That is the reality of the world that we live in. I just, and this is no shade, no tea to anybody that likes to read these type of books or anything like that. These type of books just disturb my spirit, and it makes me angry. You know what I'm saying? It makes me angry, and it makes me emotional, and it puts me in a place that I just don't want to be in, okay? For me personally, in my own life, I've fought to get out of a particular mindset, and anything that kind of puts me back in that mindset, I try to avoid. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say, like, a lot of books is not going to have, like, sadness and stuff like that. But just the connotation of having to struggle or die exhausted, I'm just not with those vibes. I'm just not with the vibes right now. So I don't really know if this one's going to make the cut, you guys. I'm not sure. I might have to give this a chance when I'm more so in a sad girl era. When I'm just like, I just want something that's going to put me in my feels. Or if I'm in my feels already and I just want something that's going, that just resonates with the energy that I'm in currently. This isn't resonating with where, baby, I want happy vibes. I don't want we must overcome. I want we have already overcame. That's the type of vibes that I'm looking for. So I don't know. I don't think this might be a winner for this month, but that's okay. I am going to read it eventually. Eventually just may not be right now. This one is actually a Kindle read. I do not have the physical copy of this book, babes. So I'm going to show you right here. I literally just saw one of my mutuals, one of my book besties on TikTok talking about this book last night. And I immediately added it to my TBR. solely because of the cover alone, babes. This book is called Man of the Year. Do y'all see this cover? Baby, this man is fine, okay? This cover is giving. This man got he got the grilling, his nice dark chocolate. Like, no clue what this book is about other than that this man is really about what he said he about. And he's standing on business about whatever he said he gonna stand on business about. So, I gotta read it, okay? I have to read that this month. It's only 189 pages. I think it's a 2-part book, like a series, but I don't know if the second book is about the same person or not. I'm not sure if it's giving the same person. It might be like an interconnected series. I don't know. But either way it goes, this is the book that I'm focusing on right now. Either way it goes, this is the book that I'm focusing on right now. You see how this cover got me tongue-tied, child? Yeah, this is the one I'm focusing on right now. I'll eventually get to the second one if time permits, but I'm definitely going to give this a shot because that cover, babes, that cover is tea. I actually forgot another one, y'all, because I started this book already. I'm not that far in. I think I've only read like the first 2 chapters. I don't have this one on hand either, but the book I'm talking about is Demon's Dream. Now, the girlies on TikTok have been begging me to read this book, okay? Begging me. The only reason why it took so long is I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not a fan of the cover. I'm a real stickler for covers, y'all. I'm not a fan of this cover. It's kind of giving Cash Money took over for the 99 and the 2000s type of vibes. So I'm not a huge fan of this cover. However, the way anytime this book is talked about, okay, people are standing this book, okay? This book is literally like 700 something pages though, y'all. Like, it's like 700 something pages long. Crazy word. Y'all, what? Listen, my curls is coming out. It's crazy. Y'all see how long my hair is for real? Like, it's this long. I have like 3 pieces that's just dangling while the rest is still trying to hold its curl. Anywho, this book is 700 something pages long. That's another reason why I've been dragging my feet reading this book, because baby, that's long. That's long. But I did start it, so I think I'm gonna keep going because so far I think the first 2 to 3 chapters that I read is baby, it's giving tea. It's giving tea. So I think I am going to do my damn hardest to complete this book in its entirety. We're gonna see how it goes, but it's crazy. Everybody been trying to get me to read this book for the longest time. And I also put 2 other people on this book, and I haven't even read the book yet. I haven't even read the book yet. One of the people included is my sister. When she was down here, I was like, yeah, I keep hearing about this book on TikTok. I haven't read it yet. I can't remember what I was reading during that time frame. I was like, I haven't started it yet because I'm still in the middle of this series. But yeah, I heard this book was tea, bitch. Get into this. Girl, I think my sister read that book in like 3 to 4 days. She was like, girl, this book was so good. And I'm like, damn, I told you to read it and I ain't even read it yet. Like, that's crazy. So I'm finally getting into it, y'all. I'm finally going to see what's tea. I'm finally going to see what's good with Mr. Damon or whatever like that. Because that first, baby, the way he showed up and showed out in that first chapter. Yeah, I got to see what this book is giving. why I got all the girlies in a chokehold, all right? Okay, y'all. Minus this one. This wraps up the video. This is everything, you know, my January wrap up as well as my February hopefuls minus the 2 Kindle reads that I have. February is a short month, but we gonna see if we can make it work. All right, let me know what y'all reading this month. Drop it down in the comments. Let's chit chat. If you've read any of the books that I talked about, whether it's from my January wrap up or from my, you know, February TBR, let me know that too. Give me your thoughts, give me the tea. But with all that being said, if you enjoyed the vibes, babes, please do not forget to subscribe. I love y'all so very much, and I will catch y'all in the next video, okay? Bye. Oh, shit. Come on now. Work with me. Work with me.